Welcome everyone! We are back for some more 999. Hopefully with the intended ending this time. Ah, Today we're aiming to get another ending. Hopefully, this will be hopefully the knife ending. I did figure out why we got the axe ending last time. Apparently, there was a dialogue option that we needed to choose that wasn't in the guide I took my information from. Howdy, hi Shrimp! Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We're excited to get that knife ending. The original intended order was we did the submarine, and we were going to do the half ending that is the coffin one. Then we would have gotten this one that we're getting today, which is the knife ending, and then we will have the axe ending. But right now, what we're going to do instead, since that didn't work out, is we're doing the knife ending now, and after that we will redo the parts for the coffin ending, and we will get that one before we go for the safe ending, which is the one after. That is not a true, real, like, good ending. It's just a requirement for the good ending. So, with all that being said, let's go in. Mm-mm. Mm. And yeah, we were in the steam engine room. Massive place, the biggest room in the entire game, honestly. Let's just start inspecting things. The pillar goes up towards the ceiling. What is this? Nothing?
I'd say this is probably here to move coal from place to place. It probably comes from over there. And then the belt carries it down the tunnel and out here.
So if the conveyor belt was moving...
Yes, the coal would almost certainly come out here.
Okay. A tunnel goes all the way across the ship. And we're missing something. Square hole.
Nothing in here. Ah, look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some sort of connector, perhaps.
You mean you think you're supposed to plug something in there?
Perhaps.
Okay, yeah, so we're missing something here. Is that... Wait, hold on. Is the red light something?
Look at the button.
It's glowing orange, right?
It's gotta mean something.
I guess pressing it is the best way to find out if it does anything, Santa.
Nothing.
Okay, so we need to plug something in, and then this might be like the enter thing for a puzzle. Next.
A golden gear.
It doesn't look like it was always golden like this.
Well then, I imagine it was prepared specially for this game.
Okay.
It looks like there's a door over here in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however.
This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. Okay, maybe we might need something to make it less rusty, or we might be fine like that. Okay. This is the huge oven for this boiler. There are 3 open areas in it. Each of the open areas has a gear in it. Okay. There are a bunch of wooden boxes over here by the wall.
I already looked through those. There's nothing there.
Okay. There's a barrel under the stairs. Sweet.
Unfortunately, it's empty.
There's a big gear. There we go. A huge bronze gear. This has to be important. This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. Yeah, so we might need to, like, grease them or something. There's a small door in the side of this tunnel. It's welded shut and won't open. Okay. The conveyor belt runs into a sort of arched tunnel. Okay. Okay. It's a silver gear.
Do you think it's made of pure silver?
No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. It's gotta be steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver.
Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then.
Shouldn't have got your hopes up.
Were you thinking were you thinking you'd hold this thing back? Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? The mental image of 7 running around looking for the dead while carrying a massive gear. This gear's rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. Okay. Yeah. This doesn't have a gate. It's an artifact tunnel, and it doesn't have a gate. Okay. So that one doesn't have a gate, and the other gates were welded shut. Ooh. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Okay. No case. It's some kind of snowman's secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. You use them as a counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. Yeah, you're pretty boring, Ace. Okay, that is... Okay. There's a thick iron door blocking our way. You think this is... Yes, it looks like the exit. It looks like this door slides up into the ceiling. What is this? Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation on the top of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. Okay, so we need something with that shape. And colors. I vaguely remember, I think it's like 3 pieces, and you have to put them in, and it's like one golden one, one silver one, and one bronze one. Which I guess have something to do with the gears, which are the same colors. Okay. Oh, tension. The slider is down. I guess Ace feels like giving it a try. Nothing. It won't move at all. Can this one move? The 3 sliders on the left are down, but this one is up. There are a number of lines engraved in this. I suspect we're meant to do something rather specific with them. Yunpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. And nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it responds somehow? Yes, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Okay. Let me make a note of that actually, because we might... This is a big place, and I'm still forgetting where things are. So upstairs... switches... Hold down 1 after doing something somewhere else. But I need to actually write that. Okay. We have that. What is this? Nothing? Okay. Oh, I'm warmed up. Hey, Junpei, where are you going? The only thing in there is a closed number door. Kinda point us to go back, huh? Yeah, it sure is. Okay, so that's the way we came. What is this? We aren't gonna get anywhere with the pile of boxes here. What the hell's in these things anyway? They're way too heavy to move. Okay. There are several catwalks spidering across the walls of the room. Oh, one of the doors on the furnace. There's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give that sucker a twist. Oh. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. And it's totally pitch black in here. Should, go in here. Are you sure about that? Alright. Let's go. Oh, we're gonna end on the other side. This looks like the door that we went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes?
which would put us directly above the conveyor belt.
At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate.
Yeah, I... For how little time we have a massive room to explore. There are a whole bunch of boxes in my way. I can't get through. Okay, so the doors take us to the other side. Why is it BAC? What kind of logic is that? Okay.
Well, anyway, looks like that's the pipe. Looks like the bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. The coal must come out of this pipe and to the conveyor belt. In other words, there must be a great deal of coal in that pipe.
Okay.
There are a number of boxes on the catwalk.
I don't think we can go over there. Okay. The catwalk. Do we have nothing to do here? Okay, let me just walk back to the other side. And here it's CAB. Oh, we're on the other side of the boxes. Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. What? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Oh, shit. Oh,
Okay. Good job, genius. You broke it.
I didn't break it. It broke all by itself.
Sure it did. A hand-operated witch.
The wheel it once had is now in my hand. Let's see if I can get it back on. There's a couple of posts in the back of it that look like they fit into holes in the winch. Damn, no good. These little shafts are too small for this big hole. It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, to be honest. That is certainly a comparison.
If that's the case, then...
The wheel wasn't originally part of this winch. Then that means that we need to find where it is from. There are a whole bunch of boxes. Supports on braces side of the ship. It's not a ladder, even though it looks like one a little bit. Okay. So we've gone through door B, we've gone through door A, let's go through door C. Hand operating winch. No wheel to turn it. Oh, so there's two of them. Okay. Oh yeah. I've got the wheel I pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Sweet, it's a perfect fit, like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good, I should be able to turn this now.
Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see, the wooden box. It's under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging from the rope on the winch, isn't it? It looks like there's some sort of device in that box. I'm not sure what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you.
Okay. Alright, I'll turn the wheel. Huh, what's this?
What happened?
This wheel only turns to the left.
It only turns to the left?
That means we can reel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down.
Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. We'll simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I will be counting on you, Junpei.
Sure thing, no sweat. Oh.
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only been recently hung just below the catwalk now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought that he could see her heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable. What he'd said what they had all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust.
A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment?
Yes! Like 9 years ago.
Is that what you're saying?
See, there's a lot of things about experiments going on here.
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
Yeah. They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him. Okay. Let me... There. Okay, now we go back through door A, and now we can go down. Okay. Now we keep exploring. There's a pair of boxes here. Oh, okay. So there's only like... On the ground there's only like the 3 places, and then on top you have like through every door. But I think we might have already done all the things that we can do upstairs. Control panel for something. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say, yeah, that has to be the thing that goes in the conveyor belt. Some kind of machine. Maybe a control panel? Yeah, and it has like the 3 things behind it, so it has to go here. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. Well, there's only one way to find out. Here you go. Dude, you did it! Everything looks alright. Okay, but what do we do now?
Why don't you press the button next to it?
The orange one?
Yes.
Alright, I'll do that. Pishing! Sweet, all sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And oh, yes, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened?
Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving.
The conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. There's still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off the end of the belt onto that wooden box where we found the control panel. Coal. Coal, huh? Okay. We now have a box filled with coal.
A wooden box full of coal. Guess there's really only one thing we can do with this stuff.
Throw it into the... Oh, there was another section. Okay, so this is those, but from the other side. And then... Man, this thing is huge. I guess a ship this big needs something like that to power it.
True, but I doubt a single boiler of this size could actually move a ship like this at any reasonable speed. You'd need at least 3, no, 4 of these.
Huh. I guess you know a lot about boats, huh?
Well, not really, it's just common sense, you know.
Sure. Okay. So we have these doors. And you are supposed to throw the coal here. I know that. There's a hole that let us put coal into the furnace. Maybe if we can get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. Alright, that's the last of it. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why would just throwing coal into a cold furnace do anything? Oh well, a man can dream.
Junpei, explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct?
In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine. And drive the steam engine, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal.
This furnace is enormous. So we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this.
Very well then. If the 3 of us work together, then we should manage to fill it much faster.
I want to help too. And I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you'd better rest some more, alright? But No, Orion. You need your rest, so you just stay there. We'll handle this. Okay. I understand. Alright, time for some manly work. Oh my gosh. Let's get this coal into those furnaces. Man, this is a lot of work.
Alright, I think this should be sufficient.
Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? I see. And how are we gonna light it? Good point. I didn't think of that.
Perhaps there's a device nearby that will allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we?
Some sort of ignition device, huh? Oh, that might be hold on. The switches. The switches up here. Oh, it is green now. Is this... I think it might be. Well, let me make a note that we fixed that. Okay, made a note already about what this was.
It probably is. I think this is how we might ignite the furnace.
That means that if we move that thing down. Alright, let's do it. Here we go.
Hey, Junpei, Haze, look at this.
There's big gears turning under the boiler here. Hmm? And they're all moving. And then we have them. Okay, yeah. So we have the 3 circles and they need to be placed like in the thing near the door. And we needed to do something with them. I think we have to match the lines. They have lines. The gears.
They're spinning.
What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. Yeah, hold on. One. Give me. Yeah, so we have lines. I don't remember which color we need to match. But I know we need to. I think.
The gold disc. It has a number of lines engraved on it. I can make out 3 colors here. Red, blue, and black. I wonder what they mean.
Good question, actually. I don't remember that much. The bronze disc. It has a bunch of lines on it in 3 different colors. Red, blue, and black. Okay, so it's all going to just be the same, but in different... Like, the base disc is different. Everything else is the same in all of them. Okay, so then the door was over here. It looks like this thing unlocks the door. There's an depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other in a triangle. Maybe if we put those 3 discs we found into this thing... Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's stick them in. Huh? That's odd. Nothing's happening.
Maybe you're,
I don't know, putting them in the wrong places?
perhaps they have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the disc to make some of the lines connect to one another.
Well, no harm in trying. Instructions from operation. When the disc is clicked, it will rotate a certain amount. When the white arrow is clicked, the discs are switched. Please note when the discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Hold on. Okay, so this is the silver one and this looks silver. This is the gold one and this looks gold, and this is the bronze one and this looks bronze. And then I assume it's something like this. Like the red one? Okay, yeah. The red lines on these discs. I think maybe I can make a star polygon with these. I found it! pretty simple.
Yes, the door's open.
It's a pretty simple puzzle for such a massive room, which is kind of surprising, honestly. I I am noticing that like door 2 really is the most complicated door out of all three. Like you have door 6, 1, and 2. And door 2 was so much more complicated than either door 1 or door 6 have been so far. And like I know there's a second section. So doors 4 and 5 have two different sections. Then doors 7, 8, and 3 have only the one section. And then doors 1, 2, and 6 also have two sections. They have one first room and then a second room. And I feel like the second room here can get a little more complicated, a little bit. It has some more thinking in the actual like puzzles parts, like how we turned the circles just now. But I feel like really, it's really so much simpler than door 3. I don't know, I feel it, or like it feels more intuitive than door 3 does. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all three of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on their stairs bed petulantly.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
Ace sighed, with the air of a long-suffering parent.
All right, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
He gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa and dashed off down the stairs. Before long, he was back on the first floor next to the conveyor belt and June.
Oh, Jumpy!
As he drew closer, she stood up slowly.
Are you okay?
He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier. It still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him.
Are you sure you're all right?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean, warrior.
Okay. June giggled. He wasn't sure if she'd just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Jumpy feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead.
All right, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right, I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great! Let's go!
June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. I think she likes that room. They headed back to the exit, but on their way there found...
Oh, it's...
Santa?
Something was lost in translation here. Wait, what? What do you mean? Junpei the warrior. Yeah. Santa was sitting on the stairs. Oh boy, I don't know. Okay, so there's actually two different stories Santa can tell you now. Depending on what you did before. I don't know which one we're going to get. I don't really know what they depend on. He was, however, holding something in his right hand and staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
It's a photo. It's my sister.
Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Oh, I feel like, Depending on what he's going to tell us, I feel like the voice acting is going to make it painful. Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
Aww. June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at her.
Oh, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
June, I don't think you're making it better.
Hmm.
And I think Junpei might agree. Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was her Santa Claus.
Oh, that's the one we're getting. Okay. This is the sad one.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
Have you ever heard the story of the two Santa Clauses?
Oh, never mind. No, we're getting. No, we're not getting the painful one. We're getting the weird one.
It goes that a long time ago, there were two Santas. One of them wore white, and the other one wore black.
Oh, you know what I think it might depend on? It might depend on which ending you're going for. If we had gone through the doors for the safe ending, I think that's when we would have gotten the painful one, which makes sense because that's on track for getting the true ending.
The white Santa gave presents to good kids, and the black Santa played tricks on bad kids. It went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes, and that's why, these days, his clothes are red.
Santa, should we be worried about the fact that you're wearing both black and white? Also, your hair is white, and your shirt is white. Do you have anything to tell us?
You could say that red is all that's left of the black Santa.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June was staring at Santa, sadness plain on her face. He continued.
I wonder which Santa I am.
Oh,
The white Santa or the black Santa?
Huh.
that's interesting. That has to have been an actual design choice. Like, Santa is wearing black and white. And he asks you, like, he doesn't know if he's the white Santa or the black Santa. And he's wearing both colors. But he doesn't have red. Which is interesting considering our AU. Never, but that's fine. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back into his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time. Where's Ace?
Huh?
Junpei and Jun looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving, come on!
Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them up the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired.
Oh, you're finally back.
I imagine it takes a while to get from where we were to here, considering how big the room is. We said that it spanned, that it spanned the entire length of the ship, I think we said. Which is a lot. The door had shut, but it wasn't cause for concern.
Sorry we took so long.
Junpei quickly solved the disc puzzle a second time, and the door opened once again. It's not a complicated puzzle,
Let's go.
although I did vaguely remember it, so maybe it could have been more complicated. In single file, they walked through. After walking for nearly 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through it as well. A new room stretched out before them. Oh boy.
Huh. Is this a warehouse?
No, I believe this is the cargo room. This must be where they store all of this vessel's freight.
Alright, hold on, give me a second. There we go.
There are wooden crates everywhere. I wonder how old they are.
Junpei, Ace, and June had stopped unconsciously, pausing to take in their surroundings. Santa's voice broke through their momentary trance.
Well, we probably ought to start with finding the exit, right? Let's get going.
Okay. Seek a second way out. And this is the cargo room. Let me add the note section for my thing. We are still in the E deck after door 6. There we go. Okay. New sections added to the notes. And now we see we have this room and then we have this one that's like behind the fence and we have that coffin. That I'm sure won't be relevant at all.
These crates are quite large. They seem to be tied to one another with sturdy straps.
Ooh,
These crates are a little smaller than the others.
look like they're children of the other crates.
Junpei, that sounds like some sort of fairy tale.
Really? I don't know, man. Do you ever think about how crates would reproduce?
What?
Doesn't sound like a fairy tale to me. Junpei, you worry me sometimes. There are a bunch of bags here. I wonder what's in them. Oh, and we have the ninth man. A card with the ninth man's face painted on it. Printed on it.
What's that?
It's a card. He has a headshot on it.
A headshot?
Yeah. I'm not really sure what purpose this could possibly serve. Don't worry about it. There's nothing in the bag anymore. Okay. You can see that there's a bag here too. A box. There's nothing inside. Oh, we have Santa! We have the ninth man and Santa. Got with Santa's face printed on it. Okay. Oh. There are 3 crates here, stacked up like the stairs.
We climb up there. I think we can get over the fence.
Junpei, think you could go take a look at that? Sorry, but no thanks. Why? I, got a bad feeling about it.
Pussy. Okay, fine. I'll go.
Please be careful, Santa.
Yeah, but just in case.
Wait, what's he going to do with that screw? I don't see what throwing a screw at the fence is. Holy shit! This... Oh man!
There's electricity running through that fence. Looks like it.
Then we can't get to the other side.
Well, we could jump off those crates, but we wouldn't be able to get back.
There's a tall fence surrounding part of the cargo room. Apparently, there's a high voltage current running through the fence. Yeah. I don't think I can... Hold on. Yeah, we can look at the coffin. I mean, totally a crate. Junpei, look at that crate over there. There's something on it, isn't there? Yeah, looks like a coffin. A coffin? Yeah, seems kind of weird to find a coffin here, right? As if it's telling us search here. Yeah, so we are supposed to search that later. Let's go right. Ooh. And now we have 7. 7. Why does your carved thing look like a mugshot? I feel like that's the face I would find in one of those.
There's some sort of liquid in these barrels. I'm not sure what it is, however.
Probably best to not know. Ooh, more cards. There's something inside this crate. It's the lid for the crate. With a Junpei? We're such a baby. We have a baby face. And June! Oh, you were together in the crate. Ooh. What were you doing together in the crate, Junpei?
We've searched all the boxes. There's nothing in them.
It's locked. We need a key.
All the boxes have number on them. Do they?
Oh? Ace bent down and picked up something that had been sitting next to the box.
Junpei, take a look at this.
Cards. So we have Lotus's card, and that's it. Okay. So we're missing... Hold on. We have 6 of them. We're missing Ace, we're missing Clover, and we're missing Snake. There we have Snake. And there we have Clover. We're missing Ace.
There's nothing in these crates. I don't know what's in these barrels. Judging by their weight, perhaps a liquid of some sort.
Okay. Oh, and there we have Ace. Why is... Oh, it's on the other side. Okay. I think this is the point in the game where we have the most items all at once in our person. These stairs, they go up 3 stories.
What are you waiting for, Junpei?
Whatever, I'm going.
This is the only door here except for the one we just came in through.
And this is the exit.
No shit, Starlock.
Of course it's locked. Is it an electronic lock?
No, just a keyhole right under the doorknob.
So to open this door, we've gotta find the key that fits that keyhole.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's 6 holes here. They look like jacks for a headphone cable.
Yaks, huh?
Then maybe we put something in them.
Yeah, something might happen.
Okay.
The monitor's off. I've got a green switch here and a red one and some kind of lever. None of them seem to do anything though.
Maybe the power's off?
Yeah, maybe. There's a single green light on the bottom though.
That means... I mean, we can't touch this, but there are several lights here with numbers from 1 to 9. Only the light with the 9 on it is lit. Yeah. This looks like it's covering something.
It looks like some kind of little shutter.
Maybe it will open if we do something. What's gonna come out of it if it does open? Like, yeah, like I know that. Okay. So we have cards with our faces, and we have 9 crates, boxes, things that are numbered from 1 to 9, and our bracelets are from 1 to 9. So
Now we finally have all 9 picture cards. We just need to insert these cards into the slots at the front of each box.
Junpei stared at the cards in his hands. Ace peered over his shoulder at them.
You know which card goes in which box, yes?
Junpei gave him a look.
Yeah, of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers, then you pop the corresponding card in the right box. So for instance, the card with the picture of Ace on it goes into box 1. The card with the picture of Snake on it goes into box 2, and so on.
Oh, I see.
Huh? What is it?
Junpei thought he might have imagined it, but he could have sworn he could have sworn Ace stiffened.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Hey, wait!
He quickly turned and walked away.
What's wrong with him? Oh well, whatever.
Doing his best to clear his mind from the task at hand, he turned back towards the boxes.
Time to solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
9 cards with pictures and 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began.
Ace's card is in box 1, Snake's is in number 2.
Hold on, give me a second. Someone's at the door. And I'm alone, so I need to go get that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Foreshadowing, I see what is left now. My brain is big. Your brain is so massive and wrinkly. But yeah, that is foreshadowing. Yeah, it's one of those things that are like really obvious when you're familiar with things, with like the explanations behind things. Okay.
I just need to do the same for the rest. And finally, the 9th man's card into box 9.
Yeah, 999 is really good at having a lot of stuff that makes a lot more sense when you know. Like, once you've... Sorry. All 9 box lids popped open at once.
Yeah! Oh, they opened!
He peered inside.
What the?
In each box was a single pin.
9 pins?
They looked a little like sewing pins, but much thicker.
I guess I'll take them with me.
Junpei collected them all quickly and shoved them into his pocket. We have 9 pins. These look like the kind of pins you use for sewing. There are 9 of them in total, and they have numbers on them that run from 1 to 9. Okay, so now that is what these holes are for. There are 6 holes here, and it looks like the pins I just found would be a perfect fit for them. The ones you found in the 9 boxes, right? Well, why don't you try it? Alright, let's see what happens. I think 2, 4, and 6 should go here on the top part, and 3, 5, and 7 on the bottom part. Well, some of them lit up. Yeah, 3 and 6. I wonder if there's some kind of rule that that's... I wonder if which lights go on follow some kind of rule. Well, I put the 2, 4, and 6 pins on the top part. Hold on. Let me do 2, 4, and 6, which 2 plus 4 plus 6 makes 12, which 1 plus 2 makes 3, and the 3 lit up. And then 3, 5, 7, which 3 plus 5 plus 7 makes 15, and 1 plus 5 makes 6. So what we're doing is we put the numbers in, and then the digital root of those numbers lights up, and we need to light them all up. That's the way this puzzle works. You think maybe it's the digital root? Digital root? Okay, yeah, the digital root of 12 is 3, therefore light 3 turns on. 15, the digital root of 15 is 6, therefore light 6 turns on. Makes sense, right? I see. The lights have matched the digital root of the pins inserted on the top and lower parts will lit up. So that's how it works. There's one other thing I'd like to check. Well, if he wants to try, he's certainly welcome to. So he put the 1, 2, and 3 pins on the top, and the 6, 7, 8 pins on the bottom. Oh, they turned off. 6 plus 7 plus 8, 21. The digital root of 21 is 3. Therefore, light 3 turns off. 6, the digital root of 6 is 6. Therefore, light 6 turns off. Oh, I get it now. If the digital root for the pins you insert is the same as the numbers on the lights that are lit, those lights turn off. Yeah, looks like that's a trick. Right, now we know how it works. Wanna give it a try? Wait, you know what we're supposed to do with these lights? Well, no, but I could figure we could try and see if we can turn them all on, you know? I figured something's gonna happen and we can manage that. Turn on the lights, huh? Yes. Okay, Junpei, let's make sure we know how this works, alright? Pick one of the 6 holes. Then pick one of the pins in your hand and insert it into the hole. Keep it up until all 6 of the holes are filled. Once all the holes are filled, the lights with the numbers that correspond to the digital roots of the pins in the upper and lower parts will turn on. However, if a digital root corresponds to a light that is already on, that light will be turned off. The goal is to turn all the lights on. Right, let's do it. Okay, we're going to put back in here the ones that we already had, the demonstration ones. Okay, now let's do for the one, let's start with just doing one. Okay, and then if I do 15, that would be 6. No, 5 would, if we do 9 plus 6 plus 8, yeah, that's 15, which is currently 6, and then I add this and it's 13. Yeah, I am writing down these combinations because we might need them again and I don't want to figure them out. 1, 4, 5 is 10, which is 1, and then 9, 6, 8 is 22? No. I can do math, I promise. 23, which is 5. Okay, now 2, 4, 7, and 8. Let's do 7. 1 plus 6 plus 9 is going to be our 7. And then, what can we do with this? We can do 4. We can make 4. We can do 7 and 2, which makes 9, and then we can do 4. Let me... 7 to 4, which is 13, which is 4. And then the top one is 16, which is 7. Okay, and now we do 2 and 8. Let's do 1, 8, and 2, because that makes 9, and then 2, which makes 2. Right, like 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we need to make 8 somehow. Oh, we're going to do 3, 5, and 9. Because 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 9, it always stays the same, which means, because that's 17, which makes... And we have it! It's a lot of doing math. Oh no. All the lights are on and the shutters opened up. Hey, does that mean... Yeah, we gotta do it again. Man, and I thought I was doing so well. Okay. Okay, so we got 9 holes, and there's an F up above them. I don't know what the F means, but I do know one thing. What's that? This time there's 9 holes. So we need to insert 9 pins. And that's boring. Well, why don't you just try it, alright? Okay. So, if we remember our... where do I have the note? If we remember our number systems, F in hexadecimal is 15. So what we need to do is that this, and this, like all combinations make 15, I believe, is what we need to do. Let's start with just doing like 1 over here. And let's do like this. 1 plus 4 plus 9, 15. 1 plus 8 plus 5, 15. 7 plus 7, 14. No. No, that's not working. Oh, this is harder than. No. Let's put 9 in the middle. Sorry. We put 9 in the middle. No, because then it's no. This is complicated. Like, okay, one of them needs to be 8, 1, and 5. And the 9 cannot be with the 8. No, with the 5, sorry. If I do... No, what if I do it like this? 11, no, because then... No. The 5 cannot go with a 9. If I do 2 plus 5 plus 8 is 15. Then 8 plus 9 is... doesn't work, but if I do... This is 11 and then I put 4 here. 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. And then we can put a 3 here. This is going to be 8. We can put a 7 here. And it's going to be 15. This is 11. This one is not going to work. This one is the one that's not going to work. No. I think this F means 15. 15, yeah, 15 in this 8 in this then is F in hex, right? Right, yeah, that's gotta be it. Alright, let's give this one more shot. We had everything except for this one. Let's try like this for now. No. Wait, no, we can't do 9 and 5. We just need to add a 1. No, but this one is not going to make sense. What if we do it like this? Yeah, no. 8. Now it's 15. This is 16. No. This one is always failing me. No. But the 9 can never go along with the 6. Because if it does, adding any other number makes it too big. No, we have to restart, okay. F means 15, let's give it one more shot. Yeah, let's start with the 9 thing. Just make combinations based on the 9. Starting with the fact that the 9 can never go with the 6, which means the 6 needs to be either here or here. Let me put it here for now. Let's do like that and like that for now. So this is 15, this is 15. 9 and 8 already doesn't match. The 8 needs to be here then. The 8 also can't go with the 9 on its own. Neither the 8 nor the 7 nor the 6 can go alone with the 9. Unless we can do like digital root. If we do like... No, because this is 15 and then this is 24, which means it is technically 15. But it's not 15, it just leads to the same thing. It's not 15. They just share a digital root with 15. Why is this so complicated? See, this is like the hardest thing in the game. For me, right now. The final puzzle is also really hard. But this is a nightmare. A genuine nightmare. Let's put it like this, for now. Then we do... We do 13. Oh. 9 plus 6, 15. 10, 15. 9, 10, 15. 9 and 6, 15. 7, 3 and 5, 15. I am going to write this one down. If I ever need to repeat this, I'm going to cry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is math. F is to pay respects. Yeah, I'm going to need people to pay respects after this. For this. Please. Yeah. F in the chat for me having to do so much math. I like math. But I don't enjoy this. This is not math, this is a math puzzle. Which is arguably worse than math. Like if I just had to go, how much is 7 plus 2 plus 6, you know? Like if I just had to think about that math solution thing. But no, I need to figure out which things and make all of them make 15. But this should work. No? 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 What is not working? What is not working? Fuck, this one is not working. 7 plus 4 plus 1 isn't working. I am patient. I can do this. I will not rage. I will not rage. I will not rage. Do you think if I fail enough times, the game will tell me how to do it? Yeah, I know it needs to up to 15. Thank you. Yeah, I'm aware. Oh. One last attempt. One last attempt. Let me put the 9 somewhere in the middle where it won't bother us. let's try like this for now. No. I feel like... No, I almost made a mistake. This is 11 or 12. No, this one is not going to work. And this one isn't either. This is going to be 11. I hate it here. I hate it here. Hate it so much. What if I do? I am so normal and so fine with everything that's happening here. What if we put the 6 in the middle? No, because then we need to combine it with the 9 at some point. I'm giving up. I'm googling this. Google. Oh, there you go. Wasn't. It decided that it didn't want to work. 9. Oh my gosh, I can't type. Cargo room puzzle. I know the rest of this, but the math, the numbers. Why do they hate me? I'm going to cry. I'm not genuinely going to cry, I promise. But I get frustrated, and I don't want to be raging at the game here. See, remember how I said that door 3 is not door 3, door 2 is so much more harder than any of the other things are? Yeah, I am taking that back, I think. Okay, no, genuinely the room itself is harder? I feel like, or like, not the room itself, it's, the first part of door 2, the room itself is a little harder than the first part of any of the others are. And then the brain thing where you have to turn things on and off that I also had to Google was hard. But I don't think anything compares to this bullshit. Okay. Hold on. Google has answered my prayers that the game refuses to answer. So, okay, I'm writing it down. Okay. I assume we would have gone into the numbers eventually. But I am in pain with this puzzle. Okay, so we do 2, 9, 4, and then 7, 5, 3. If we were doing like 9 here and then 9 here and then 9 here would have probably been the next thing we had thought. So we would have probably figured something out. But finally, thank you, Google. I appreciate you, Google. So much more than I ever have. Okay, there we go. All pins inserted. All lights lit. We did it. The power's on now. It looks like there's electricity going into the monitor on top now. Alright, let's see if we can activate the device on the top. Okay. But yeah, after raging about things, let me drink some water. Water check for everyone. have my water, a green button, a red button, and a lever. I wonder what these do. I think this might help. What the hell is this? Where did he find this? What is that? Where did you find it? I found it when you were messing around with the pinholes. Well, you were taking 3 hours to complete the 15 thing. It looks like instructions for this thing. According to what it says here, these things are remote control for that. That? Yeah, that. What's he pointing? Oh, the machine over there. Apparently, it's called the Pushmaster 5000. Are you serious? Whatever, so what am I supposed to do with the Pushmaster 5000? You see the coffin over on top of the crates? Yeah? Don't you want to know what the deal is with it? I do. You want to check it out? Yeah? Alright, how do you think we're gonna get there? Well, there were some crates on the right side of the fence that someone piled up like stairs. Maybe we make a path with a coffin from there. How would we do that? Line up the crates, I guess? Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess this is just another of serious puzzles. Yeah. Anyway, let's give it a shot. Oh, looks like the Bushmaster 5000 runs half battery. So to keep it from using using up its energy too fast, it's been programmed so that it will only start moving once its path has been completely programmed in. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. New material has been added to the file screen. Let's see the file. Instructions for a machine called the Pushmaster 5000. Santa found them in the cargo room. In order to prolong battery life, it is advised that you first simulate your actions before carrying them out. Pull the lever to begin the simulation. You can move in 4 directions. You cannot move diagonally. If the Pushmaster 5000's move count exceeds the battery life, it will be reset. Cannot lift heavy objects. So these ones can't be moved, but these ones can. Reset. Back and start. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. The monitor shows a top-down view of the area where we can move the machine. Once I want to send my orders to the Bushmaster 5000, I just pull the lever. Can I... This is the reset button. It allows me to start over again. Once I want to activate the program, I just pull the lever. Alright, let's give this a try. Sure thing. Just keep in mind that there is a limit on the battery, alright? The battery dies after 50 moves. At least that's what it says in the manual. 50 moves, huh? Also, keep in mind that the Bushmaster 5000 can't move the heavy metal crates, okay? Got it. Instructions for operation. When a square adjacent to the Bushmaster 5000 is clicked, the Bushmaster 5000 will move to that square. If there's a crate in the way, the Bushmaster 5000 will push up to a single crate. Move the crates appropriately and efficiently and fill the yellow areas. Okay. No, hold on. Let me push one of them. Okay. No. Okay. Fudge. No. Let's see. Now one of them is going to need to be here. No. Okay, it's going in the intended direction. But it is not like that. Hmm. Hmm. No. Okay, too many moves. Too many moves. Instructions for operation. Yeah. Um. No, wait, I need that to be free. I need that bottom one to be free so I can... No. No. Okay, I'm going to be honest, the guide that I had open is... Did... Hold on. Yeah, the guide that I had open does tell me what to do on this. But I'm going to try again. Going to try again first. No. 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 No judgments for using guides here. You've already beaten it before. Yeah, I don't want to have to, but at the same time, it's... It's one of those things where it's kind of frustrating. And I'm not quite sure... Yeah, I think I'm going to... because this is complicated. I did not mean to do that, please. Okay, so... Okay, so I was right in doing it like this. Okay. Okay, so I would have thought to leave it in the middle there, but to be fair, I don't really like... Oh. Yeah, I don't tend to like leaving things in the middle. Oh no, I messed that, I think. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't quite follow the guide there. I did... Hold on, let me close the thing. There we go. Didn't quite follow the guide there. I did actually just kind of see how it would probably end and just kind of do it. Good to know that I did not mess it up by doing too many moves. But yeah, it's complicated, honestly. Hey, hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm done putting in the program. What do I know next?
Just be quiet and watch.
See, it's moving already. Awesome, the Bushmaster 5000 is just what I told it to. I lined up all the crates. Great, now we can reach the coffin. We just need to climb those crates over by the fence. Okay.
Mummy!
Oh.
Just kidding.
Hold on. There we go. I prefer to have this screen. He smirked heartily and at his own joke.
Really?
Junpei grumbled and shook his head.
Whatever. Just open it.
Okay.
Junpei resisted the urge to remind Santa that that he would have had it open a long time ago if Santa hadn't interrupted, and quickly threw off the lid of the coffin. They peered inside. Contrary to what they'd expected, the inside of the coffin was quite large. It was mostly empty, but not completely so. Lying on the bottom was a rusty key,
A small key and
next to the key,
a gun?
Yeah, a revolver.
It looks pretty old.
I wonder if this is a replica.
totally a replica, yeah, for sure. Junpei reached down slowly and cautiously picked up the revolver. In his hand, it felt heavy.
This thing is...
He checked the cylinder. There were 6 bullets.
Are these real bullets?
The barrel was riffled, and nothing seemed to be blocking it. As Ace had said, the gun was a very old one. However, it appeared to have been well maintained. If it was a real gun, Junpei thought it would most likely function perfectly. If it was real.
Oh, if this is real? Oh.
Holding the gun made Junpei feel unpleasant. Carefully, he placed it back into the coffin.
You're not gonna take it?
Of course not. All something like this is gonna do is cause more trouble. It's a powerful weapon that gives one person a huge advantage. Something like that would be way too dangerous to have around. We're in enough danger already.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe Zero put this gun here, hoping that something like that might happen. In other words, maybe he put it here to make us fight each other.
In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me.
Me neither.
The others nodded. They had no desire to be under Zero's control either.
Okay, we've got that figured out. But you aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you?
Of course not. We'll take that with us.
Junpei picked up the rusty key and slid the top of the coffin back into place, the gun back where they had found it. And they sure hoped it would stay there. A rusty key. Maybe I can use this for the entrance. Let's just put this key in here and yes! Sounds like that did it. Yay! Looks like it's open, Junpei.
I see. This key should open the door.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Yeah, let's leave. Yes, it's opening. We found it. After much suffering, we found it. The hallway that left the cargo room headed straight towards the stern.
A long hallway, huh?
Let's check it out.
Junpei and the other 3 proceeded down it silently. Some distance along it, a large room opened up on the left-hand side. It looked familiar. An iron gate covered each of the elevators. Junpei and his companions drew to a stop and began to discuss what their next move should be.
We've seen this elevator before.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
It's interesting because the way I think about the elevators, if they can unlock one of the two on top, it didn't seem like each of them has a different way to be unlocked. I don't think, like, they only ever check one of them. And then they get down and there's a gate between them down. But on the top, there wasn't a gate. They could have just gone down through the other elevator. And they would have been on this side. Like, it is one of those things that they don't tell you, oh, the other one is blocked. They just don't look at the other one. You know?
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And now we're back here.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started.
Junpei approached the elevator.
We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button?
Yeah.
Gently, he pushed the triangular button on the wall. And the sooner I say it, the sooner they bring up the fact that they needed a card for that. A moment passed.
It works.
So I guess they do check, they just don't tell you that they check? The elevator door opened and then eventually shut again.
I think so.
Pushing the button had apparently restored power to the elevator.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
I agree. Let's go.
Their decision made, Junpei and his companions left the elevators behind and continued down the hallway. Sometime later,
Looks like it ends here.
Santa, who had been walking several paces in front of the rest, suddenly stopped.
Only one door.
They searched around just in case.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
It was the door or nothing.
All right, let's open it.
Junpei took a deep breath, readied himself, then grabbed the doorknob and pulled the door open. He paused for a moment, then stepped through into the room. And there he saw the number that had hung over their heads since they woken up. 9.
The 9 door.
Like the numbers on every door, this one too was a rough shape made of red paint. Its door was set into the back wall of the room. Junpei leapt towards it with a sudden burst of hopeful energy. It was a large double door, heavy and full of solemn importance. He grabbed the door handle and shook.
Of course it wouldn't be that easy.
No, there's a red right there. The red sat on the wall next to the door. Displayed on it,
Vacant. Huh. We finally found it.
Junpei felt himself overwhelmed by a torrent of emotion. At last, they'd found the exit, but cold gripped his heart and he knew all too well why. As he stood, frozen, unsure of what to think or feel.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
He spun around and couldn't believe what he saw.
What? A 9 door. There's another one. Why?
Junpei's voice was barely audible, even to himself. He stumbled towards the second door, as if somehow compelled. It was a small, single door. It sat in the starboard corner of the room, on the same wall as the door that entered from, but in the opposite corner.
It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one?
Junpei shook the door handle pointlessly and muttered to himself.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Santa who answered.
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it. Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
I love that kind of thing where it's like you assume something from the way something works and from the way something is said. But once you know, you realize, wait a second, They never said explicitly that that's how that worked. It just got implied, and you assumed it was correct. And like, it makes sense if you think that it's only one because the rest of the number doors only have one each. But Zero did not say there was a single one. In fact, he said to find a number 9 door.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 inflact people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1278 and 34569 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or
Yeah.
2349 and 15678. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other.
They would understand and be appalled, overwhelmed with guilt at what they'd done.
This game was designed for that purpose. This Nonary game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
The thought of it sent a chill down his spine. I don't think Junpei is realizing that both the 9th man and Snake are dead, which means we don't have a 2 and we don't have the 9. And like, the 9 is the least important in this case, but we don't have a 2.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
A voice broke through Junpei's frantic thoughts. Santa's voice.
Huh? Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4. Wait. Don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
It took him no time at all to determine the answer. There was only one combination of 3 people that would give a digital root of 9. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. That would mean
No, we gotta go back.
that wasn't a possibility he was willing to consider. Santa and Ace agreed. Yeah, that would only mean that we would leave June behind.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Junpei let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
June's body betrayed her true feelings. Her eyes were wet with the beginnings of tears, and her legs shook.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Santa had said what Junpei had known the moment he realized which 3 people could go through the door. Knowing what I know, it's... like, of course they wouldn't leave June behind. But if they had tried to, what would have...
Besides, I'd rather
Interesting.
drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh, right.
Junpei. I think someone might be losing it. Perhaps it was the certain reassurance that no one wanted to leave June behind, but Junpei laughed harder than he had in some time. Santa and Ace smiled.
You guys.
June blinked tears from her eyes and bit her lip. She didn't seem to know what else to say.
Very well. Best we head back to C deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
Even as Ace spoke, they knew finding the others wouldn't improve the situation.
But even with all 7 of us,
Ace knew it. They all knew it.
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
Honestly, technically, if we just leave 7 behind, I think we can make... We would have to leave 7 behind, and then we would have... Would we have to use the 9 bracelet? I think so. I think we will have to... No, I think we would... I think leaving 7 behind already makes it work. Maybe. I'm trying to think about it. No, I don't think so, actually. No, because we wouldn't have enough people. I'm sorry, I needed to yawn. We wouldn't have enough people because there would need to be a team of 4 and a team of 2. Although the characters haven't figured out yet and they can just grab the bracelets from dead people.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
We're very familiar with grabbing the bracelets of dead people, considering the fact that we died last time, so Clover could do that. Ace looked at all 3 of them, then turned and headed through the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa and June followed.
Huh.
Junpei started towards the door, then stopped.
Come to think of it, what is this room?
It didn't seem terribly important now, but what exactly was it?
We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around.
A red carpet ran between 2 columns of wooden benches that ran the length of the room.
Huh. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony, but what kind?
Facing the 9 door was the carpet leading to the bow of the ship, and at the end... Was it an altar, perhaps? There was a small rectangular alcove at the end of the carpet, and inside the alcove was a raised platform. Resting on top of the platform was a coffin.
Huh. A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
But before Junpei had time to answer that question,
Hey, Junpei! The hell are you doing? Let's move!
Santa's voice echoed in from the hall outside.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
Junpei turned on his heel and left the quiet, somber room. So, yeah. But mind the banging on the coffin from the inside. I'm gonna drink some more water. Hold on. Yeah, that's a really good point of tension. And like we are not going to be seeing what that is about until we get to the safe end. Well, we will be hearing about it again in the coffin end. That is what the coffin end is about, but we won't be seeing what's up with that actually until we get the safe end. Which is why I wanted to do the coffin one first. And then the axe, and then the knife. And all that, but that's fine. They took the elevator up to C deck. Once there, they headed back towards the main hall and the central staircase. It didn't take them long.
Look, it's...
Seven and Lotus.
They didn't look happy.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
What?
Junpei and his 3 companions looked at one another. He turned back to Seven and Lotus.
What do you mean, gone?
Santa, Ains, and June had their own questions to ask.
When?
Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Seven and Lotus responded as best they could.
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
4 rooms. I mean, yeah, there were 4 rooms. But you need to go through the 4th one. I mean, they probably went through when they exited and they didn't get to see. She probably... that's... Actually, does she grab the axe in the other endings? Like, did she get to grab that? I don't really know. Like, this is not the axe ending. She's not going to do anything with the axe if she has it. But it does make me wonder. Like, in the endings where she goes through door 1, but we don't go with her, I don't think we ever learn if she does anything with the axe.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
Junpei thought for a moment.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had an edge of resolve and concern.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah.
There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out. Junpei and Jun ran into the central hospital room and looked around.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
They searched a little longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover.
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs, and Junpei spoke.
All right. I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they were alone. Although, perhaps not the best reason. Was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children. Canny. 9 years ago, it came naturally. After all, they were children. But now that they were adults, it felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even worse, even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on why, it felt so more forward to call her Akane when they hadn't seen one another for so long. In short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that.
Jumpy.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
June, or perhaps more appropriately Kani, blushed and smiled.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up the stairs, then turned around and took off for the hallway. Tragedy always strikes when one last expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Oh, Lotus, I did not read Lotus. Body was limp, and her skin, smooth and pale as always, was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus, slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing, Jesus. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. Step 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the backseating wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. Ugh. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with his strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon, it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Wherever Junpei had been was gone. And we get the knife ending, the bad ending that we were aiming for this time. Like to save? Yes, thank you, game. We get the knife ending. Yippee! Locked and unlocked. Yeah, so if we have done the safe ending route, then instead of when Clover goes missing, we find our stuff, we get stuff too. We will find something else, things would go differently. This is the safe ending route. But the safe ending route requires that we do door 5. Which we did not do, we did door 4. But yeah, we have gotten the knife ending. I don't know why this is red. Why is it red? No? Leave no one behind, no. Knife ending. Yippee, we got stabbed. Okay, in my defense, yeah. Yippee, we got the ending. I think the red ones are like where we could have chosen something else, maybe. Maybe. Or is it like one that changes drastically depend if we went for a different one? I don't really know. What we are going to do now is we did not get the coffin ending last time, but since I know what we need to do to be able to get it, we're going to go back. I think it's here. No, back here. Chart room? No, also not there. Here. Operating room. Yes. Chemical closet. And we're going to tell 7 the other option that we needed to pick for the dialogue to be able to get the coffin ending. And I'm going to try to look into it because I don't know. So here's the thing, right? We can do this one and then we can skip all the way over here. But I don't know if it will repeat the one we already have, or if it will remember that this time we did something else and then do this as if, like, based on what we did now. Like, based on what we did most recently, rather than based on just what's happened before in the route. You know what I mean? So we're going to do that. We're going to choose this and I'm going to try to look into it.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, we're going to just see this, make our choice, and we will probably stop there for today.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that 7 wasn't following suit.
Hmm?
Hey, 7, what's up?
Oh, well,
He looked up at Junpei distractedly, and then back down at the brown bottle he had cupped in his large hands.
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
In response, 7 tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label.
Ethylene diamine tartrate?
Yeah, that's right. CDT.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle.
You remember something?
Yeah.
Seven nodded slowly and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like, man, how do you say it?
Like the molecules were communicating with one another, transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly. But how did you know?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer?
What? The freezer?
Yeah, June told me.
Junpei told Seven the story he'd heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. How one day glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into the distance as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away.
Do you?
And now we need to ask him the other option that we didn't ask last time, which is know about Ice 9.
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Huh?
It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies.
Thank you, Wikipedia. I mean Seven.
The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood, no nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made. Inside, they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible. But there
I
was
can
one
imagine.
body that didn't thaw. And that was...
The girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. Then a month passed, and another. And it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice, Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Because I know.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Junpei gulped.
Alright, tell me. What happened to Alice?
Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was... Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic's sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912, and 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic, but nobody knows where. He died in 1931. And apparently, he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
what?
Well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey! What are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here!
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez!
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room.
Alice. Huh.
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard. He tried to remember what Jun had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room where Clover was waiting. Oh, and it brings us back to this. Oh. Does it... Oh. If... Let's do the chart room, I guess. I assume it's going to be different now. Because now that we've had this whole conversation, when we find that file that had Alice in the name thing, we're going to probably have a conversation about that. But we will see that next time. We will be seeing that next time, I think. But yeah, we will try this and see if it works. Yes, let me return. Okay. With that, everyone, a round of applause, because this time we did finally manage to actually get the ending we were going for. And hopefully next time we will manage to get the ending we were going for last time. It kind of messed around with my plans that we got the wrong one, because my plans for getting the axe ending was that we were going to go through a different door to get to it. So we were going to go back to the very beginning, to door 5. Then we were going to go through door 8, which is also new. And then we were going to go through door 1 to get the axe ending. So it's a little... I wanted to get that, but that's fine. But yeah, so we will be trying to get the coffin ending, doing all of that, if the game will let us. And then after that, we will be doing the safe ending. For that, we will go all the way back to the beginning and choose door 5 instead of door 4. So we won't be going with June. But yeah, but that will be a problem for next time. So, with that, I hopefully will see you next week. The plan is to continue doing this like Fridays, 1 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. GMT is plan, if we can't make it every week. So yeah, I will be seeing you guys next time. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're having a very good day. Remember to stay hydrated and maybe get some food if you haven't eaten in a bit. Yeah, let's see you around. Bye bye.